The permissions page is where you define what each role in your company is allowed to do. Permissions control access area by area and action by action. Once a permission role is created, you can assign it to a user so they only have access to the tools and actions they need. A permission is sometimes called a role. It is a named set of allowed actions. For example, you might create a permission called Designer. That role could allow someone to view and edit designer files, but not access devices, billing, or other admin areas. To get started, click Permissions in the top navigation. On this page, you'll see two main tabs: Company Permissions and Shared Permissions. Company permissions are the permissions created by your company. Any custom roles you create will appear here. Shared permissions are permissions that have been shared with your company. These may come from a parent company or include pre-made permission roles. In the Permissions table, you'll see the name of each permission, a description, assigned tokens, and the module columns. Each module represents an area of the platform, such as templates, campaigns, content, designer, users, devices, and more. Inside each module column, you'll see which actions are allowed for that role. A green check means the role can perform that action. A red X means the role cannot perform that action. For example, a top-level admin may have access to everything. A junior admin may be allowed to view and edit templates, but not create new templates or delete existing ones. You can customize permissions based on what each person needs to do. For example, if someone only needs to manage content, you can give them access to the library and designer without giving them access to devices or other admin tools. To create a new permission, go to Company Permissions and click Create New Permission. Give the permission a name and add a description so it's clear what the role is for. Next, choose which modules this role should have access to. For each module, you can allow actions such as create, view, edit, or delete. If you want a user to create, view, and update content, but not delete anything, you can leave delete turned off. This is helpful when you want users to make updates, but require a manager or admin to handle deletions. You can continue selecting access for each area, such as emergency alerts, projects, schedules, tutorials, or any other modules available to your company. Once the permission is set up the way you want, click Save Permission. The new permission will now appear in your company permissions list. From the table, you can review what that role has access to by looking at the green checks and red X's across each module. If you need to make changes later, click the Edit button. If you no longer need a permission, you can delete it by clicking the Delete button. Permissions give you a flexible way to control what each user can see, create, update, or delete inside the platform. That's how to create and manage permissions for your company.